Hello, curling fans, and welcome to the 2024 Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships. We're at Curl Moncton in beautiful, cold, and snowy Moncton, New Brunswick. And my name is Jeremy Mallet. I'll be doing the live coverage here with Bernie Savoie. We're very excited to be here on this final draw of the seeding round here today.
Yes, so this afternoon we're featuring a match between Northwest Territory men's team versus Prince Edward Island men's teams. We've had some great ice conditions, some great curling here this week. We expect this to be no less than some great curling that we've seen throughout the competition. And as we start this first end, it's PEI that will have the hammer.
Yeah, we had a pin and a 12-foot for Northwest Territories and an 8-foot and a 4-foot for PEI. So I think it was pretty close numbers-wise. But overall, PEI has the hammer and the all-important first end.
It's all there.
It might come down. It might come down.
Yeah. Who was it with you guys last time?
T-line.
Played against you?
Or more.
Yeah. One gentleman had to go back early.
First rock into the house.
That's why I thought.
They're skimming by a little bit too deep in the rings, but they've had some very fast ice here this week.
Yeah, for those who know hog-to-hog times, I was talking to one of the players this morning, and they said that a 15.5 got to the T-line without any sweeping today. So very, very fast. The cold weather is helping that for sure. A bit of humidity yesterday with the snow that we had. We had a fairly aggressive snowstorm yesterday, but I think you're going to see the speed kind of maintain right through the whole game here today with the cold weather outside.
Team PEI throwing up corner guard. And for the curling fans, just so that Curl Moncton is a 10-sheet facility. The games here this afternoon are featured in the main ice shed. And they also built onto it a few years ago a second ice shed with another 5 sheets of curling. Coincidentally, though, that was at the start of the pandemic, and curling participation amongst many sports had dwindled quite a bit. So they were inventive, and in order to maintain use of that facility with less curlers, they converted that to pickleball facility. And for this event, we've converted it back to curling, and it's working out great so far.
Yeah, there was some not concerns, I think, but we were questioning how easy it would be to convert it back after a few years of no curling, but it really worked out well, and it was part of the lease that we signed. At the time, I was the president here at Curl Moncton, and the agreement always was if we hold a national event where we need both sheds, that we would have first right, and that worked out in this case. We knew that this one was coming up, and so far it's been great. Both sides are a little bit different for sure. With kind of the new shed, as we call it, being a thinner sheet of ice, a little bit easier to put the ice in. This side has had ice in it all year since about August here, so just a little bit of a different shed, different feel. But this is where you'll see all the games happening tomorrow for the championship round.
Right here's good.
So back to the action, we had PEI do a nice hit and roll behind guard on their second shot, and Northwest Territories trying to freeze onto it, just a little bit too heavy.
Probably see Eddie split the rings here maybe, or freeze in the back one. Kind of have your one secured behind the long corner guard, mind you, so it is gettable over on the right side. So we've got a bit of a change in the lineup here with Phil Gorvet stepping in for Sean Ledgerwood, and so I don't know if Phil's played any games yet this week, but definitely nice to see some action at a national stage. You know, he's no stranger to it for sure. A lot of these guys from PEI have played in many Briars. I just searched how many games Kevin Champion had at Briars, and I saw 76 come up, so that's a pretty impressive number to be on kind of the big stage, and I know they're really happy to have been here this week, but obviously a little bit disappointed to be in the seeding round versus the championship round.
So we had PEI throwing up. They wanted to come up to the red rock in the back of the 12-foot, and so now Northwest Territories purple is going to hit and roll over towards the red that's in the back corner.
Good rock looking here. Avoids the jam at the back. Rolls just a little too far. That was Jeff Nystrom from Northwest Territories, who is throwing second rocks this week.
I'll just go, yeah.
Now we're going to see them split the rings and kind of secure their two, as long as they can keep some separation and make all the rest of their shots. They should be fairly safe for two, but there is an opportunity for Northwest Territories if they want, or if they choose at some point to freeze on that one around the corner guard and maybe choke off this the second point.
Yeah, it's okay.
And we're really seeing fast ice here today.
Yes, quite fast. So that looks like it's number four, 3 or 4 for certain. We're taking a look.
Can't do second shot.
And Northwest Territories wanting to freeze on that yellow on the right-hand side.
This is Derek Elkin, who will be throwing the third rocks for Northwest Territories.
Well, close.
It's out there.
Just for line.
Gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go.
No, not yet.
It's moving along here now. Look at it curl some more.
All by itself.
Whoa.
Whoa. Nothing. That's good.
It's really good.
That's good enough for shot rock, I think. Not the A call, but still a great B call for freezing on the back. So you'll see Eddie move it to try to make some separation and get that rock on the left side to score and count. So as we mentioned, this is the final round of the seeding category. So you've got 6 of the 8 sheets being used, and then at 6 o'clock this evening, there will be the final draw of the championship round, which has all of the teams who are the top 4 from each division after the original round robin, who will be playing for the final 4 spots, tomorrow in the semifinals.
He just raised your yellow one in.
So that
You tapped it in.
shot that they wanted to go onto the back red just
Same
curled a
length,
little bit
pretty
too
much,
much.
Here, I'd say.
But they did punch their number 1 yellow closer to the top of those reds in the back right corner. Still sitting number 1.
Less.
With the same.
Yeah, about same. Maybe a little less.
Oh, if you did it,
You gotta go. This last.
just here.
This last gotta go.
Line looks really good on this.
It's gotta go. Gotta go. Hard.
Okay, whoa.
Jeff.
Now keep going.
Line
Go.
on, Jeff,
still looks
come on,
good.
Go.
There.
That's an excellent shot.
Good shot, yep. Good shot. It's going to make it tough for PI to remove that and to remain number 1, because there is some backing that they could wreck off of right behind it.
How's the way?
Whoa.
Curl it. Pass. Right up.
Looks like it has to curl a little bit more.
All the way. All you got. Look it.
Northwest Territories remains shot rock.
Guard.
Yeah.
So a bit of a decision here. I think we heard them say the guard. You could kind of try to hit the outside of it and roll, but that risks obviously the run back. So if you can just cover off right on the 4-foot line here, be in a good spot to potentially steal a point in the first end, which is always a great way to start the game.
That's the guard.
And throughout the week, we've been getting some pretty good curl. It's at times it can be a 6-foot curl, depending on if you're wanting a center line draw, center line guard. If they're putting their brooms out close to the edge of the 12-foot for that.
Yeah, so these rocks are using our Curling Canada rocks. We didn't use the Curl Moncton rocks that we have. I was able to throw on them with them prior to the event, and the curl was exceptional at that time. It's died down just a little bit to something a little more manageable, but still an excellent excellent set of rocks that have really allowed for some excellent curling.
Whoa.
This looks perfect.
Whoa, Rob.
Nice shot there.
Good
Nice.
shot by Glenn Hudy.
Yep.
How much there is there?
Can you see enough of it?
Yeah. Need peel. Whatever you like.
I guess Glenn, his nickname is, his last name is Hudy. They call him Hudy.
I don't. Okay, they're thinking of coming off the side one. I don't know. Once he gets to this end, I don't know if he'll think. I don't know if he'll have enough of it to see enough to roll in. I think it's almost edge on edge from where we're sitting. You can see on that angle there, it's going to be real tight to get by that corner guard.
So you're thinking a little bit more broom.
Well, even at that, I think with the weight you need to throw to make the double, I don't think you're going to have enough of it, but we'll see.
Play normal.
Indicating they're going to throw normal, take out weight.
Just try to curl it around the guard a little bit once the peel would kind of run dead straight, I think.
Yep, Philip.
Whoa.
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 Yep.
Curl. Curl.
Hard.
Curl
Mike.
it.
Mike.
Curl
Grab
it.
that rock. I'll get this one.
Yeah, I would have needed a little bit more of a curl there.
Yeah, I think they
And then
did
the
as
weight.
kind of as good as you could do, really, with the way it was. That was a
Here?
great attempt.
We could even go here.
The weight probably wasn't quite what was needed there. I think.
Him go out wider.
Do we go for counting two or just to walk his path?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a big path to go to here.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's two options
We
here.
go
You can either draw
we go
back
here,
four
set up the double for the big
to
end.
Over here.
not leave him a double.
Ideal, yeah.
You could also
Ideal
guard
Right T line.
the run
there.
to make it a little
But I
bit
don't mind
tougher
up
to
here.
a double run.
You give me.
There?
Yeah.
It's the second shot here.
Because right now, if he noses that red on the 4 foot line, it'll be a kind of a hit for two. I think a little bit risky, but there is an opportunity there. I think you'll see if anything, he'll be a little light here, make the draw tougher,
I'm thinking T
and
line.
Eddie will probably take on the draw.
So
I
there's
think.
no double.
Cut down the area for a draw.
Yeah, no higher. If it doesn't curl, we'll just go deep so it isn't double.
And as you see, they're holding the broom all on the edge of the, almost right near the line which separates sheet 3 and 4, or sheet C and D as I.
Yeah, and that's all a function. Like
Line's
you'll
good.
see, to
Back
get to the
four,
center
guys.
of the rings, everybody throws
Back
a few
four.
different spots in different ways. So the softer
T-line's
you are
good.
in release, the more it's going to curl,
Line's
and
really
the more
good.
rotation.
T-line.
T-line.
Line's
The
good.
T-line,
Bruce
guys.
Mowat mentality of
T-line.
give it 8 or
T-line.
10 spins,
Short,
you'll get a little later finish, and so you can take a little less room. They got to be careful here; they don't leave that double.
No, it's good.
I think Eddie's pretty happy with that, with where that landed.
Yeah, leaves him with a bit more of an opportunity than what he thought there would be. So.
Yeah, a bit of a thin third double, I think.
Philip will draw over here. That curl a lot from center, but you're gonna have weight.
What? You want to throw it with peel or normal?
Whatever you like, peel or normal.
This
We
doesn't
don't
matter.
need peel. We could probably make it with normal.
Even if we roll here. I don't know. You gonna come there?
It'll come enough to hit some of it. That's fine. It's gonna go there. No, hit's no good.
We're indicating a hit and roll towards the top of the 4 foot to score at least one. The bonus here is that if, depending on where he hits the shot, the shot rock, he could roll a little bit on top of that red one in the back as well.
You like normal?
Yep.
We've seen all week that the more weight you throw, the very much straighter ice that you're going to see. This is curling early, but he should go into the pocket for one. Yep. Great
Good shot. Yep. His sweepers held out for him, and they picked up one. So PEI after the first end, 1-0.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
Welcome back to the second end action against Northwest Territories versus PEI. PEI picked up one with hammer in the first end. I think it was a well played end with by Northwest Territories. I think they'll be very happy with that start. And we saw Mike Dillon here, our top 8 on the first throw, and it is going to throw up a guard on the second one with the corner guard going up by Northwest Territories.
So in this final draw for the seeding champion, or the seeding pool, we also have other games that are taking part simultaneously. We have on sheet 1, we have New Brunswick women against Nunavut women, and New Brunswick is up 2-0. On sheet B, or sheet 2B, we have Northern Ontario men versus Newfoundland men, and it's tied after the first end. On sheet C, we have Newfoundland women versus Nunavut women, and the score is 2-0 for Northwest Territories. And we'll get the scores from the other ice shed in a moment. But just a reminder, you get all the scores by going to curling.ca/scoreboard and just select the time of the draw, and you're going to see all of the games and all the scores here.
I like it also shows the draw to the button percentages or distances, and it shows kind of the ranking for the LSD. We used to always have to question what those were in the previous year, so a great job by Curling Canada to kind of make that a little more transparent, a little bit easier to follow as an avid curling fan.
So this end, of course, we have Northwest Territory as the hammer. They started by putting corner guard, and PI is bringing the play into the middle. They had brought one into the rings originally, and they put a center line guard in front of that. And here they're coming in around behind. Actually, it's floated out a little bit further back into the 4-foot. And we're playing the no-tick rule in this event, Jeremy.
Of course.
So describe to us a little bit about the no-tick rule.
Sure. So the first 4 rocks, or the first 5 rocks, I guess, that are touching the center line that are in the free guard zone, so outside of the house. If it's touching the center line, it can't be removed from the center line. It can be moved, but it has to stay on. So right now, you see if it's off the center line, you can touch it. You can't remove it from play if free guard still applies, but It's been a great addition, especially late in games with top talent. We're seeing a lot more competitive final ends. The ticks became a little too easy on good ice to manipulate, and I think the percentages, if you can see online, there's lots of data out there now that we follow. It's made it a lot more competitive from an ability to steal in that last end, and we're seeing more and more threes being put up on the board as well with the 5-rock rule and the no-tick rule. So it's exciting. It's really exciting times. Starting to
And the
see.
objective is to create more offense.
That's always the goal, right? In hockey, you want more goals. Football, you want more touchdowns. And in curling, you want more rocks in play, which is always tough with our 30-minute time clock that each team has at the start of the game. So thinking time, as it is time that you have in between throws. So right now, Northwest Territories clock would be running, and as soon as they pass the back line onto the T line, the time stops, and then it maintains until the rock comes to rest.
So here we have both Northwest Territories and PEI were trying to draw into the forefoot. Didn't quite turn out as I'd hoped, and here
Get lucky.
we got lucky.
That
We
works
got
out.
a little bit of luck always helps.
That's all right. You got to be good to be lucky.
Here I see that again. Leaves it open a bit though for PI to come in and eliminate that rock.
It's pretty quick.
Little hit and roll behind cover.
I think they're just going to draw down to it or try to even stay top four. That rock behind the T line isn't coming back any further up into the house, so you might as well take advantage of the center guards that you've got. So I have to say, Bernie, this is my first time seeing the seniors national championship brought by Everest, and Everest is a phenomenal sponsor of this event and of Curling Canada, obviously. You know, I've been fortunate enough to play in a couple Briars, and not that there's anything wrong with the Briars these days, but it is a little bit more of a business, and they've really done a great job of keeping the camaraderie, the kind of that wanting to keep the teams around, have a great time, and have excellent curling and excellent ice. So I really have to say that Everest is a phenomenal sponsor of curling, and one that I'm a little bit jealous that I've got a few years left before I get to seniors. Not wishing time away.
We'll all get there sooner or later.
Right.
But yeah, they've been at it for 10 years now, which is phenomenal in any sport to have a sponsor that is loyal to the cause and loyal to the sport. And we're fortunate in curling to have them.
Jeff. Okay, roll.
I think they're by the corner. This looks like a great shot if it's got the right weight. Just slid sides a little bit too far. Sometimes when you get out in the good stuff, it comes downhill once it starts to curl. So
That's right.
I thought you were close.
The PI is going to try to come in there again. The goal is to get it into the Everest logo if possible, because they'll have some rocks in front to protect it.
Kevin just threw this, so I assume he'll be very, very close. A little bit further out, so you might get a little different path. And I think we're seeing that here. It seems to be sliding just a little bit better the further out you get.
Whoa! Curve it! Yep.
I don't know if he's saying Corvette or Gorvette or Curvette, but either way it works.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so they've got control of the front, that's for sure.
Yep. And they can maybe play on one of those rocks and try to promote that into the forefoot as well. But Northwest Territories here wants to come in and reduce that ability for PEI to bring one into play. They're going to draw into the forefoot.
Yeah, they got the broom again all the way out on the non-existent sheet 5 over on the unused sheet. So way out there, and just a great testament to how much curl we're getting with these rocks. And this late in the week is really impressive.
Go straight. He's a little farther out.
Brian, if anybody.
I gotta go.
That line's getting better. Yep, far as it goes, far as it goes.
Dragging this. They just need to be full 8 to get this shot,
Okay.
but
It's a little bit short, yeah. Speaking of the rocks, a lot of the Curling Canada equipment that's here this week is moving on to the next big event in our region. It's in Liverpool, Nova Scotia, which is Canadian Mixed Doubles Olympic Trials. And they're doing that a little bit earlier this time around because the mixed doubles teams wanted to have a longer period of time to compete in other events and prepare for the Olympics. So coming up at the end of December will be that event in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. And by the way, IKS Live will be providing streaming coverage. They're a great partner for Curling Canada, and they're doing a fantastic job here this week.
it's really the quality of the stream, the fact that it's on YouTube and curling,
Where's the weight?
or TSN Plus is just excellent for the avid curling fan across Canada to be able to watch these great events.
Fill up! Hard! You gotta go hard! Real hard!
Left it looks very, very close if it gets by the top one.
Great shot.
Great shot, Eddie.
Oh, what a shot, yeah. Great shot. That opportunity was there, and they took advantage of it. Speaking again about the mixed doubles Olympic trials, that and all Curling Canada events, you can get your tickets by going curling.ca/tickets, and you scroll through the upcoming events, and whichever event you're interested in, there are all kinds of ticketing options available, and everyone's invited to take advantage of that. Especially with Christmas coming, there's a perfect opportunity to buy a gift for someone you know well, or even for yourself.
That's right. We're so fortunate here in the East Coast to get the big events next year, and this year with Canadian Mixed Doubles in Liverpool, and then the pre-trials and the trials happening next November, December in Nova Scotia. I've got my tickets for that, and hoping to take the older kids to watch their first curling event. It's going to be absolutely electric, so really exciting. And back to the mixed doubles, there is the final Curling Canada Mixed Doubles Trials qualifier in Banff happening this weekend. So lots of teams vying for that final direct berth into the Canadian Mixed Double Olympic Trials. And then there are also a few teams that are already set to play in it, and a few teams that will qualify on points. So the ever important CTRS points are still up for grabs at that event as well.
Yeah, Derek, work it.
Here we have an opportunity for Northwest Territories to bump that external red rock into the rings. Didn't quite, a little bit more weight needed perhaps on that in order to promote that rock.
Anyway, it was close. You fired back 8.
Yeah.
Like that? I don't know if I like that one.
PEI now looking at
Tap the 5 again. We're too good.
opportunity here to
Not bad. We know the ice it off.
or kiss off of that yellow rock on the far left and bring it into the forefoot.
I have to guess it's pretty close to there at the board, wouldn't it be? The draws are hanging straight for so long and curl at the end. Yeah.
As you said earlier, Jeremy, is when you get out there, it's really weight sensitive as to if it's going to curl or not.
Like there with board, maybe?
Yeah, it can make you look pretty silly sometimes. If it catches a bit of curl and you're a little bit heavier, a little bit light, you can miss a rock by a wide margin.
Good board. Do you remember what it's doing here at all?
I think it's going to finish at the end.
Short-term memory.
Long week, lots of games, lots of curling, lots of rocks coming down the sheet. It's not always easy for the skip to remember where every rock was, so I think it's great that Eddie had the opportunity to ask his teammates and see
coming in this way.
Didn't quite turn out as I had hoped.
No, but no harm done. I think you'll see Northwest Territories play that
Probably like
that promotion up onto the
Same
to
weight?
the forefoot.
Same weight, yeah. That's perfect.
Same shot, just make it. Let's tap it.
Same shot, just make it.
Yeah, he's taking a...
No wiser words have ever been spoken. I love that.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
That's easy for a skip to be convinced into that.
Yeah, especially when the person who said it wasn't the skip who's throwing it.
Yeah. Same weight.
Line's good.
A little more weight.
Glenn Hudy's
Derek.
last rock here. Last rock at the end.
Jeff!
Jeff. Derek.
Have to make
I
curl a
like
little
it.
more.
They're going back and forth. Has he got enough weight?
Oh, that was so close, wasn't it?
Just line. That line was perfect too. If he had board at that, maybe he would have probably made both. So up 2-1 now, PEI over Northwest Territories, heading into the third end.
You make moments like these possible.
From cash spiels to grand slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Welcome back to third end action with Team PEI up 2-0 after 2 ends.
And we'll just give you an update on the other ice shed. A couple of games happening there. First one is women Team Manitoba versus Team Yukon. And Manitoba is leading 2-0 after 2 ends. And we have the men's Yukon team versus Nunavut. And Yukon is leading 3-2 there. And as a reminder, you can get all the scores by going curling.ca/scoreboard.
Oh, never.
So Mike Dillon's trying to come around the center, double center guards. He seems to be just a little bit heavy to back 8, back 12. And so I think you'll see Northwest Territories come around themselves and try to freeze through that.
You make that
sense.
turn, Goes in.
To say, Bernie, there's quite the battle happening on sheet B with 2 blank ends in the first 2 ends, and there's only 1 rock in play. And Northern Ontario is about to hit it, and I think we're going to see another blank. So we could be going for an old school barn burner on sheet 2. So
both teams there have played well all week. Just a missed opportunity here and there brought them down into the seeding pool. But certainly a lot of these games came down to a situation where there was just wrong side of the room, and next thing you know, you're down by a couple, you don't win. So these teams are the best in their provinces, and I'm sure there are other teams in each of their home provinces that would love to be here, but they're all here to compete.
yeah, excellent. And that was a great shot by Brian Kellen to get behind the double center guards and really set up the end well. So Northwest Territories has 1 win in their so far in their championship, and PEI has 2. So obviously, as we said, they are playing for pride, but there's lots to still play for here at the national championship. You never want to leave. You always want to kind of leave on a win if you can, and at least finish as strong as you possibly can.
So PEI's attempt to come on top of the red one just it didn't curl over quite as far as they wanted to. So Northwest Territories is going to try to come up on top of the red rock, come out a little bit in. And
thought they'd play the out turn here.
Back 8.
Bernie, just in case they are a bit heavy, they could tap the yellow back to back 8.
Yeah, back line.
They're calling
Comes
heavy
down
on
now.
the in turn, which is a bit scarier for their rock on the top 4. So bit of a missed opportunity there, where if you throw the out turn, you're kind of blocked. You're able to take advantage of that rock top 8.
Why?
You can see Eddie try to move that maybe, and he's calling for the freeze, but he wouldn't be too disappointed if that moved back to back 8, back 12.
just want to give a shout out to the host committee here at Curl Mountain. 100 plus volunteers, and not only are they hosting the senior championships this week, but last week they had a new event, which is a U21 mixed qualifier, mixed doubles, and that's a new event that's happening at the world level next year in Edmonton, Alberta. So, Curling Canada has shown their faith in Curl Moncton and their ability to host events, and a lot of hard work has been put in by everybody the last 2 weeks.
I don't like how this is ending up here.
Lonely Red is right. So they're going to try to guard up this raise here. It was a great shot by Phil to really shrink down the scoring zone. So a guard here will make it tougher to get access to it, but I think PEI is pretty content, if nothing else, to force Northwest Territories to 1 and grab the hammer back. But this looks like a nice guard to stop the raise, and if they can just get it a little bit around, then it'll stop it. So that's a great shot.
Nice shot. Yeah. Mission accomplished there for shot choice. PEI choosing to place one where they could possibly use it afterwards to remove the shot rock by Northwest Territories.
How's the weight?
Yeah, but we got to curl a long way.
Want to bring it
Always
back?
you, Philip.
They're indicating a bit heavy, trying to get a little extra curl out of it. So the new science now, or I guess old science or any science, is the more it curls, the more you curl it, the slower it'll go. It'll kind of slow it down a little bit. Whereas if you're looking for distance and speed, you want to sweep it on the straight side. So just we're continuing to learn a little bit more about this. It's kind of the new science behind curling, which is very exciting. And so when you hear curl it, it usually means the outside sweeper's coming on to try to get a little extra curl out of it and slow it down just a hair.
And the concept of directional sweeping has transformed play in the last 3 or 4 years, especially. It was the Gushu team that perfected it at the outset, and a lot of teams have latched onto that ability to make the rock move. A lot of work has gone in also to limit the material that's used on broom heads in order to make it standard across the board. So the science, as you were saying, Jeremy, it's every competitor is looking for an advantage.
You see it in other sports. You see it in golf. You see it in other sports. We're kind of coming into our own from that perspective, and it definitely has a bigger effect on great ice like this. This isn't traditional club ice, as I'll call it. This is as good as it's going to get. Arena ice, obviously, where we see the slam teams playing on, it really affects those games more than it would your home club Tuesday night event. So if you haven't mastered the art of carving and you play on Monday night mixed, I think you'll still be all right. So don't beat yourself up for it. Falling a little heavy on this one.
Bring it back, man. Bring it back.
We'll try to come in around the shot red rock as you're a little bit too heavy. Yep.
Okay.
Boy, that's pretty far, miss.
Is that yellow on this side dangerous?
At this point, it looks like Northwest Territories are just trying to maintain their shot rock, trying to remove an opportunity for PI to bump it out somehow. They're looking at all different options here, so.
Yeah, the good news for Northwest Territories is that that angle here,
Let's draw.
the red will go directly onto this back yellow one, so
Yes.
you should jam and only be potentially giving up one. I think the bigger concern is this rock here, that's being able to slash into this red, and this red goes out the door. So that's where I would probably be a little bit more concerned. But they are trying to come up just beside their red and kind of get into an angle where they could potentially get a second point in. Although if they're calling halfway, I don't think it quite has enough weight to get there.
Oh, yeah, that's good there. That's good. That's good. That's good.
So I think you're going to see Eddie play that slash or the draw. There still is a little bit of room now to go around that guard that Derek Elkin just threw.
There is. Perhaps he'll leave the slash to his next shot.
Yeah, it's got to get there.
Short's okay.
So with the curl, we're seeing that guard that was just thrown isn't really in play too much. You'd have to pass by that, well pass by that to in order to get past the one's top four anyway. So a bit of a red herring more than anything else to get around and get to full four. And there's lots of room on the button here if Eddie has the right weight, and they can carve it at the end.
Line's good. Mike! Hold it out, Mike!
Mike, the line.
Hold it out, Mike! Hard!
The line.
Mike Dillon going hard on this.
Room!
Whoa. Whoa.
There's an issue of weight here.
Sit.
Just that extra sweeping that was needed to get by the guard.
Right.
But look at that curl. That
gotta go here.
curl completely under the center line.
Same place along that line.
Back 12.
Thank you, Derek.
Yeah.
Northwest Territory choosing to draw into that pocket. Just a reminder, everyone, that tomorrow is championship day. We'll start the morning with semifinals on the men's and the women's sides, followed by the men's final at 12:30 Atlantic time. And then at 3:30 p.m. Atlantic time is the women's final. And coincidentally, the winners of this event will be advancing to the World Senior Championships that will be held in New Brunswick as well, in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And at the same time, it's the World Mixed Doubles.
Well, we got room so far. How's the weight?
T-line back 8.
Okay.
It might take over here.
This has got a long way to curl. We just got it out just over on the shelf just a little bit, a little too far over. Weight would have been okay had he caught the curl.
Yeah.
So I think you'll see Eddie play it again where he just threw it.
I want to just try to freeze again.
If you freeze your shot, eh?
Yeah.
I like to freeze. Just
What did we have last time?
You had right here, but I'd like to take a little more to here.
Yeah, I think so.
So you're right, Jeremy. They're going to try that again. Maybe just giving a couple of inches more of ice. Wanting it to curl a little bit more in there.
We got a little more ice. Got a little more ice.
Eddie wastes no time in the hack.
Yep.
If he's not heavy, hold it out, Mike. Room.
Captain, or You got room! Phil. Whoa, you can. Room! Well, looks a little hot.
That's a little heavy, but it's
here.
curling in nicely. Just that extra foot of weight makes all the difference. Yeah, so we're seeing Glenn take about a foot less ice now, thinking he probably wasn't that far off on his first one. It just didn't take any curl, so hoping to curl up to full 4 and grab his 2 and tie the game.
This live streaming event is, if you're looking for all of the live streaming schedule, you can go to TSN Plus. Games are featured there, live streaming, and also on youtube.com/curlingcanada. And not only is this feature game being streamed live, but we also have games on sheet B and C. Those games, there is no commentary, there's static cameras, but you do still the full game in action.
We got tons of room. Curl it.
Tons of room.
Curl it, Derek. Just.
Weight's close.
Yeah, come on,
Supers
gotta curl
like
it.
it.
Gotta curl it.
Needing just a little extra curl as long as it's not heavy. It's like peach. Great shot by Glenn to tie it up.
And with that, we have a tie game. We'll be back in a moment.
I love that curling is a team sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. And it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
Welcome back to the fourth end of this seeding pool game between PEI and Northwest Territories. Tied 2-2 after 3, after a great draw by Glenn Hudy to tie it up. It's been a great game of makes and a few misses here so far. And so far the first 2 rocks of this end are pretty well perfect. The center guard by Brian Kellen, and then Mike Dillon with the come around.
Yep.
So, of course, as we reminded all the curling fans, we are at Curl Moncton in Moncton, New Brunswick. And Curl Moncton is a result of a transformation of curling in the city of Moncton. Jeremy, tell us maybe a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Curl Moncton, when I started curling 30-some years ago,
Good job, guys.
had 15 sheets, I guess is what we'll call it, at 3 different clubs, with the oldest being Moncton Curling Association, or MCA, and then Beaver Curling Club and Curling Bois de Jour. So those were the 3 clubs. A few years back, I don't know, probably 10 years back now?
I believe so, yeah.
There was a decision to be made that just there wasn't, maintaining 3 different buildings, maintaining 15 sheets for the amount of curlers that there are in Moncton just didn't quite make sense. So I think the first club to go was Moncton Curling Association, MCA, and then the Beaver and Curl and Beausejour kind of maintained for a little bit. And finally, we have the 10-sheeter here at Curl Moncton that was transformed. Again, unfortunate that we haven't been able to maintain the 10 sheets for curling. I think we're short just well, a few members, we'll call it, in order to kind of be able to afford and continue on with 10 sheets. But we're starting to thrive with 5, as I like to say, and we've done some great work here. The new board is doing phenomenal work. I'm past president, so we had a lot of transformational change over the last few years to really increase and try to grow with membership. And incorporate some real controls around finances and get this place back on track. Pat Layden has been an extremely welcomed support in addition to Curl Moncton as our executive director, our GM, and she's done just a great job of really, turning this place around and supporting the board's decision to try to make this into a thriving business. So really proud of where we've gotten so far, and this event just really shows up well for how great of a club we've got, how great of a curling center, and how strong the Moncton community is. Downstairs has been packed all week on both sides. A lot of families here, a lot of avid curling fans, very knowledgeable curling fans. You hear a few quiet claps every once in a while on the makes. So again, just really a great setup for curling here in Moncton.
It sure is. So here we have a little bit of a slip there.
Speed wobble, we call it.
PI does have to hammer this in, so they're trying to put some rocks in play to score a couple if they could.
Just misses the one.
And of course, Northwest Territories doesn't want that to happen, so their PI's turning around, they're spreading the rocks around the rings.
You're scared again.
Yes, and your comments about the community in Moncton, City Moncton has coincidentally been rated as the fastest growing city in Canada. The number of people, the new Canadians that have come into our region is just, the economy is booming. There's lots of activity in the area, and we're hoping that with the growth that people will show an interest in curling. Maybe that was not their first choice of sport or physical activity, but we're certainly hoping that that's going to happen here.
We're obviously a very affordable sport, and one that you can do for a very long time, as you can see with some of these excellent senior curlers who have been around the game for 30, 40 years and beyond. So just awesome to see, and I think you're right. If we can tap into the new folks, new populations coming in, and really give them an opportunity to thrive in the community, it's a great opportunity. So a bit of a 2-for-1 here, being thrown, hoping to take this center guard and hit it onto the one in the 8-foot.
Right.
Trying to get a little extra curl out of this to do that. It's going to hit it just a little too thin. Mission accomplished to get rid of the center guard and give access to the one top 12.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, fine draw, wait for you. Haven't had it yet. Like here again? I do like that. You like that? Yeah.
So again, fans, if you want to catch up on the scores of all the games that are happening right now, there are 4 games happening, or 6 games, sorry, simultaneously. Go to curling.ca/scoreboard. You'll get all of the latest action, the standings, LSD totals, and that's a great source of information for the curling fans.
It'll get there, Eddie.
And again, at 6 p.m. Atlantic time tonight, we've got the final round or final draw of the championship pool. Some big games happening with the feature sheet going to be the New Brunswick hometown favorites, if you will, against Saskatchewan, who is the top seed on the men's side so far. with only one loss. So a great opportunity to catch some great curling here on TSN Plus and YouTube, youtube.com/Curling Canada. So just if you're in the region though, if you're around Moncton and you think you might want to come out, it's cheap to come in. It's only $5 to watch a draw, which is extremely affordable for the quality of the curling that we're seeing. And we hope to see you here or nothing else, see it online. Look at that. What a great shot.
Wow,
Makes
that
the
was
double,
a super.
and he's about half buried underneath that corner guard. That was exactly the reason why they peeled that center guard on the last one, to give access to that. They kind of took advantage of Kevin's miss by just being just a hair short. So great shot there.
Amazing turn of events there for Northwest Territories.
Yeah, I could do that, or try this. Whatever you like. Or what about run their own out the outside?
They could probably see a little piece of that.
Yeah, they can see about half. I think I'm right behind it, so I think you got about half or so.
Yeah, I know, but just get one or the other with bad line.
But I think it's a good call here to just play back line, hack weight. If you curl just a hair, you'll split your yellows onto the rings. If not, you make the hit and roll and shift gears and maybe hope for a blank if nothing else on this end.
Stay close, Mike. Yep. Hard.
This is curling.
Hard. 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 Hard.
That moved early.
Okay.
You're right, it did curl down there, didn't it?
Northwest Territories is running right up to ran right up there and put the broom down to get a second one in the rings and hope to force here as would be mission accomplished by
If you go
Northwest
too deep, he's
Territories.
going to freeze. Mike,
They have an opportunity here trying to take advantage of it.
Or is he going to go out, try to play hit and roll?
Just give you a quick update on the two games happening in the second ice set here. We have women's matchup between Manitoba and Yukon. That game is tied 4-4 after 4 ends. And we have a men's match, Yukon versus Nunavut, and Yukon is winning 5-2 after 4 ends as well.
So a bit of a decision here by Northwest Territories. They can either go to the open side and try to keep it a little more open. They've elected to come around the corner guard, which is probably your best way to put a lot of pressure on Team PI, but also the easiest way to give them an out. So you can't really be heavy here, back 8, back 4. It'll give an opportunity for Eddie to freeze on it. So this puts a little more pressure on Northwest Territories to make a perfect shot, but if you make it, you're in a really great spot. Sweepers are on it early, but they're not panicking.
Need help?
Yep.
Call for help, it does look quite light. We're still going. Great sweep.
Yeah, great sweeping there by the sweeper. Just a little bit short. Had the right line. Just a little bit more weight needed on that. Hudy Mackenzie will be coming in behind cover. Set number 1.
Line's good. Should have room. Always Philip. Philip, you're in. You got to finish it.
I think we should put it back here then.
Finish it. Got to finish.
All right, finish it.
Yep, finish it.
Finish it.
Okay.
Great line, just about 2 feet too heavy. You can see Northwest Territory freeze on it. They do have the option. They can see half of it. They could throw hack at this and hit and roll and force. But it seems like Glenn's go-to seems to be a little bit more of the draw, the touch game. So I think we'll see straight freeze here.
I think he's more comfortable just throwing draw weight. He just threw it.
For what we've seen, this looks like minimal ice for this shot based on the extra ice. That's about the same ice as what Eddie just took, and consistently we're seeing about a foot to a foot and a half more ice from Northwest Territories. So they might know something that we don't know, but you could see this kind of curl a little bit early, and depending on where he lets it go.
A little bit more. Let's see his last.
Back 4, back 8.
Okay, back 4 is fine.
An indication that they have perhaps just a little bit more weight than they needed, but
here comes.
Again, just runs completely different as soon as you throw that a little extra weight.
No, fine. Okay, let's try.
oh,
Very nice try. That was much closer than it looked halfway down.
You gotta move it, dude. I don't know. We probably don't.
questioning as to which one is number 1 here.
Probably don't have to, but we pretty well have to anyway.
I know if they can't tell, I can't from here either. So
It's gonna be hard to get. You know, we can't touch our edge at all.
No.
So we might as well move it.
I think it's yellow.
You like the same ice?
Yep.
With a little
yeah,
more
it
weight
does
or
look
no?
like yellow.
There's where we were last time, right? To get there, I wouldn't want any more. If you're trying to move it a little, I don't want any more ice, do you?
Eddie made a good point. You really can't. If you're going to touch the red, you really can't touch the yellow. Like you don't have that option to kind of either or. It has to be purely on the red. So
That's right.
he'll be close. He just threw this. He's just going to throw an extra 2 feet and let the sweepers run with the line.
And this is the last rock of the 4th end. They'll be taking a 5-minute break after that.
We're not sure.
And Mackenzie with his last rock of the 4th end.
Phil.
Calling for the curl. I think he's got
Hard, Phil.
a bit more weight than they had hoped
Hard.
for.
Hard, right to finish. Right to the finish. Hard.
I think we probably want to measure them, but I think it's yellow.
I think we'll have our first measure of the day. Game.
Perhaps.
It's yellow. 1 yellow.
Yellow.
Oh, never mind.
No, they've decided.
Huh?
We'll be back after the break.
That's right.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house. It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Hardline Curling Show. This week on the show, more Grand Slam glory for the world's top-ranked men's and women's teams. Canada's best senior curlers meet in the Maritimes, and we take a closer look at the program that's helping the next wave of Canadian talent carve a path to the podium. The broom is down, so let's get started.
In some cases, they invented some of the tricks that are being used out there now, you know, some of the sweeping techniques and some of the deliveries where they're able to get curl out of a rock that maybe other players can't. You know, these players know all these tricks, and it's a pleasure to watch them out there. And they're competitive. I mean, there's a real intensity out there when the games are tight, and you see that play out in the late ends. And that's what's been a lot of fun talking to them. But at the end of the day, they come off the ice and they're sitting together at the table with their opponents and having a beer like it used to be.
So it's called the National Next Gen Program. Let's start with the obvious question. What is it and why was it introduced?
So our National Next Gen Program consists of teams that are under 21, under 25, and under 27. So we've got 11 teams in our program, and they joined our program in different ways. So the two under 21 teams, men's and women's, they won our Canadian championships last year. And the under 25 teams, they won our Next Gen Classic, which is under 25 men, women, and mixed doubles. And then we've got under 27 teams, men's, women's, and mixed doubles. And they were based on CTRS and CMDR through an application process.
Welcome back to this fifth end of action here in Moncton at Curl Moncton. PEI is up 3-2 on Northwest Territories after a tough miss by Eddie on the last end in the fourth end, but going to recover here in the fifth end and get back on track, hoping for a guard here from Mike Dillon.
Yeah, it's a good close game. Both teams have made some good shots, a couple of missed opportunities, but certainly my score 3-2. It is very close.
So just to update you on the other sheets, New Brunswick and Nunavut women, New Brunswick is up 6-1 after 4.
T-line.
On the barn burner between the men, Newfoundland and Northern Ontario, we have 4 blanks and a 1 on the board. So Northern Ontario is up 1-0. I feel like Jim Sullivan is out here curling. He's Pat Ryan and all those guys. And then Newfoundland and Northwest Territories on the women's side. Northwest Territories is up 4-1 after 4.
So we started out, PEI put a center line guard, but Northwest Territories quickly came behind it.
Brian Kellen is having a hell of a game.
He is.
He's had that top 8 behind the corner or behind the center guards, just dialed in.
I spoke with him earlier this week, and he felt that the competition is a lot more than he expected, and I don't think he thought perhaps that the amount of effort wasn't as great as what they've put into it so far, but he says it's really, really good competition.
Yeah.
Right back. Hey, Mike. Wow.
So be asked to kind of replicate that first one just a few feet more to freeze.
Not much more.
Yeah.
The last.
I might have
I'm
jinxed
good,
him.
guys. You get it there.
Straight, straight.
Okay, curl.
Sorry, guys.
Another great sweep. The sweepers, they're going end to end on that one.
Right.
Others come around.
Everest, of course, who's the title sponsor for this event, is also sponsors the Canadian Club Championship, which was held just recently, a couple of weeks ago. And they've had both the Club Championship and the Senior Championship. And they've actually, with the Club Championship, they have moved that into the United States at the same level as well. And just this last fall, there was a competition between the Canadian Club Champions from last season and the U.S. Club Champions, and they had a showdown in the U.S. and Canada happened to win both games. So that's just how much of a involvement in the sport that Everest has put into this, where they're promoting the game at the grassroots level as well.
Just watch it. Keep clean.
Another freeze attempt here.
You got to curl it. You got to curl it.
The guy's last shot just was a little bit too far back, farther back than they had it out before.
This looks really good.
Straight.
One to the back one.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's good. Good, Jeff. That's good.
Somebody's bound to make it soon enough.
That's right. If at first you don't succeed, try again, I guess.
Yeah. This is Phil's second attempt at it, so I feel like he'll be real close.
Room. How's the weight? Still room.
Me, Mike.
I don't think
Short, pretty good. Finish it. Want me to take it?
Yeah.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, it's a very good shot. Blocks off the draw. I think Northwest Territories is going to have to.
I think we got
to open it up here a bit.
Open it up.
There we go. They heard you, Jeremy. They're going to open it up.
Brian and I are on the same page.
Just sit on one.
Just a hair high here should make some good things happen.
Yep. No, Brian. Okay, whoa. We're good. Whoa.
Nice.
Okay.
Shot good.
Glenn was a little surprised by that result. Still have the overlap in the front, which is not what they were necessarily hoping for.
No, that's true. Eddie now is going to try to come in there. Go on top of the. There's number one rock that's in the 4-foot.
Line's real good. Yep. How's the weight? Whoa. Phil, you're in.
Sweepers like it.
Yeah. Finish it. Okay, whoa. Finish it.
Good shot.
Great shot. So I think it's a lot of the same thing here. I think they're going to have to open up the front, give themselves a shot at it. I don't see.
Throw peel. Can we get with
You
peel?
could throw peel. You could probably get rid of 2 of the yellows, and hopefully it'll squirt around. If you could hit about thick half.
Yeah, I don't mind opening it up.
They chose to open up the front a bit instead.
Just nose hit this one?
Pardon?
Just normal nose hit?
Normal hit, yeah.
Probably a higher percentage
Yeah.
shot here.
Yeah.
I got it out.
Go, Jeff.
It'll come, it'll come.
A lot more weight on this peel. Hoping for that yellow to squirt. Just a little bit. It does.
Guard.
A little bit more room to play with there for Northwest Territories, but of course PI is going to try to cover up their 2 shot rocks. Putting a guard.
Room. Phil, you're in.
Wait, line's good, Philip.
Phil's in.
It'll come. Line's good.
Got a curl. Yeah, I think we got to finish it.
Might freeze right on top.
Good.
That's not too bad.
No, but I think Northwest Territories has to start blasting and just give it a shot to open it up. They're about 2 shots away at least from
They got Pat Keel.
that one on the tee line moving. So
Yeah. Normal?
Derek can throw the weight. We just saw it on the last one. So nose a hair low might get some things moving to just leave 2 reds in the rings and a pretty lonely yellow on the center on the tee line.
Attempt to dislodge at least 2 of them here.
Okay.
Better.
Guard again. See, we're guarded.
Once again here, PI choosing to protect their 2 shot rocks.
Yeah, Glenn will have to make a bit of a decision on the next one, whether he plays that double tap, back line hack weight, and try to get a hair low on that yellow to promote the red right under the pin, and at least move the one as we're looking at it now on the left to back, and then hopefully have a pick on this last one. But it's getting pretty dire now for Northwest Territories to avoid a double steal here.
Line's good.
I think you're in, Phil.
Line's good.
No, I think.
Oh,
No,
just
you're
leave
good,
it.
you're good.
Just leave it or
It's
it'll
good on its
overcurl.
own.
Just on its own. Just gotta let it die. Well, just let it die. No.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
With the guard, what they hope for.
Yeah.
Now we got to get some action here by Northwest Territories. Here's an opportunity to
Got to hit about here.
Okay.
yellow onto red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Punch out one of the 2 yellows or sit in that pocket.
Hack, wait. Is hack going to be enough to move it all?
Well, if we get to the crotcher shot, it
Yeah.
should be shot, eh? That's the idea.
We should get some movement, yeah.
Yeah.
Board, I think board would be okay.
Well, I don't want to roll off.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
no. Okay.
right?
Hack, wait.
Yeah.
Got about here.
Across the face.
As a reminder, the other major events coming up in Curling Canada's event calendar is we have the Scotties Tournament of Hearts coming up in February in Thunder Bay. We have the Montana's Briar, presented by AGI, coming up end of February, beginning of March in Kelowna, BC. We have the BKT World Men's Championship in Moose Jaw later in March. And as mentioned earlier, the Canadian Curling Trials next November in Halifax. And if you want tickets for any of those events, just go to curling.ca/tickets.
hack weight,
Backboard.
hit and roll inside. He seems to be just a bit outside here, which is not ideal, but if they can pick the top one, might be okay. Just a hair outside. We haven't really seen that from Glenn yet today. Pretty close with most of his shots, and that was just a bit of a mindless miss sometimes, as we call it. And they'll have the same shot coming back here.
A little bit of adrenaline rush there. You're seeing an opportunity. You're figuring got to maybe give a little bit more weight, and a lot of things to think about. Your weight, your line, your shot of the hack. You're competing in an event, major event. It's at times the mind can play an important factor in accomplishing what you want it to do.
I don't know if they're coming right in on top. They must be coming right in on top, I think. So probably trying to split the center line right on top of the Everest, and I think we're going to see a real tough shot here for Northwest Territories if Eddie's close.
Line's real good. Where is it?
Phil, you're in.
Yeah, that's fine. Dead freeze.
Curl it.
Line looks good.
Hard, Philip.
Yeah, asking to curl it.
Hard! 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 Right up. Hard, hard, hard. Okay.
Good try. Good shot.
Less ice, same weight.
Was thrown well, perhaps a little bit less weight.
Right here, Glenn.
And Bernie, that's where we're seeing.
You've got to curl this much.
That's where we're seeing kind of that
You're throwing the
curl
same weight.
to get the extra curl is actually slowing it down. I think had they stayed on that straight side, they probably could have dragged it another 2 or 3 inches and potentially been 1, 2, 3 in the forefoot. So just kind of that you're sacrificing curl for speed when you make that switch. Glenn's got another repeat here. He threw about board last time, and I think they're looking for hack instead.
Close.
More weight.
Definitely closer than the last one.
Jeff. Curl. Curl. Two.
Two it is. We'll see you back here in a bit with PEI up 5-2 after 5.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
Welcome back to sixth end action between PEI and Northwest Territories here at Curl Moncton in Moncton, New Brunswick at the 2024 Everest Canadian Senior Championships.
This end we have Northwest Territories with the hammer again. Hoping to get a little bit different results this end. Trying to score at least a couple if possible.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good.
You know, Jeremy, we were mentioning earlier that barn burner on sheet B between Newfoundland and Northern Ontario. A lot of blank ends in that game. And there's been a little bit of a discussion in the Grand Slam circuit about whether they want to experiment with finding a way to eliminate the number of blank ends that could happen in the game. One of the concepts here, this is discussion, of course, is that perhaps a team who is purposely blanking in ends, if they blank 2 ends in a row, then they give up the hammer.
Yeah, it works.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's like something like that is going to be the next logical idea for the sport. You know, we've done the tick rule, we've done the 5 rock rule. I don't think we can really go to a 6 rock rule. But at the end of the day, I think people need to appreciate what these blank ends are. So very rarely is it because they're throwing it top 4 and they're hitting it top 4. It's usually top 4, corner guard, tight guard, come around the corner guard, and then you're right into a strong, you know, doubles and really strong shot making. So you've got to appreciate the fact that it's not as simple as just a blank end. And I don't think we should stray too far away from the fact that these guys and girls are just really good curlers. There's nothing, you can't avoid excellent shot making by changing the rules too much. So that's my only concern with the idea. I don't mind trying it. You know, the Grand Slams are doing a great job this year of really pushing the limits on what what curling can be outside of the wonderful season of champions events that Curling Canada puts on. The call out.
There we go. Yeah, they're certainly they take things in stride, and there are moments where it's lighthearted, and they're here to compete, but they're also here to have a good time.
And again, this game is just a little bit for pride, with it being in the seeding pool, but there are still does matter. You know, at the end of the day, there's still seeding for future years. There's an overall prize for the top province who improves the most, and those types of things within all of the national events. So again, there's more to it than just pride, but obviously you want to finish on a win and have some fun while you're doing it.
Copy.
Jeff Nystrom is drawing in, trying to split the house here and give PI a few cracks at a double to reduce the scoring. And I think they're going to have a shot here at 1 right off the bat and see if Kevin and Eddie go for it, or if they're just going to hit the open one.
Yeah, Northwest Territories, of course, want to have them parallel to each other. To try to reduce the chance for double, but here is a prime chance for PI to do that.
Classic lift delivery, Kevin Champion. Sometimes I wish I was born in a different time. My back doesn't, but I wish I was. I still curl with one of those old dogs who still lifts the rock, and I'm always very impressed by Scott Jones with that.
Yes, we teach delivery methods nowadays on maintaining a very consistent line of view of the broom and the target in front of you and lifting the rock. It's claimed that it will throw your line of throw your ability to throw to that line a little bit less than if you're using just a straight pullback.
Yeah, and the reason that they used to do it was because the ice was so poor and they needed the extra weight. We're not in that scenario anymore. Obviously now we do it to generate extra speed, but not out of necessity, more out of a desire to make more granite move all at once. So a bit less of a necessary throw in this day and age, but still fun to watch and see some of these old experts use it. Might have a chance here at the thin double.
I guess you like the double better.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, it just sticks around in the back, but still a great shot by Kevin.
Yeah, and actually, to the advantage of Northwest Territories, if we have one here, is that they can move the rock over to the opposite side now. They still have a little bit of a biter in the back, so there's still a chance here to try to work things through and score 2 points if they can keep those 2 rocks in the rings and deal with that yellow one a little bit later on.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by this one, Bernie, to be honest with you. You know, you throw it T-line on the other side, PEI noses it, then you're forced to play a double in order to get your 2. So
correct.
I'm surprised there's not more of a potentially a freeze on that yellow if you're looking to draw. You could hit it. Oh, that looks like it picked.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, maybe for the better, actually. Looks like a pretty okay result, just the same. Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Just a little bit, yeah. They could have had another little biter of the rings there.
It's not in?
Yeah, you're right, though. Freezing onto that yellow, probably a corner freeze would have been better. But now they do have PI thinking about how do we handle that one. Is it indeed a biter?
Eddie thinks it's in. Kevin thinks it's out.
It probably is.
I don't know who's younger between the two, but
I do too.
younger eyes win. So there you go. Kevin wins the battle regardless. He is the champion after all.
Maybe. I think we just want to be here, right?
Yeah. Well.
If in doubt, they could have had an umpire come out and use the.
Maybe we should just roll in.
Only at the end of the end, though. You can only do that for the free guard zone. So now that we're outside of the free guard zone, they wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, we're bored.
So there you go. They're not taking any
If a point
chances.
was in question.
Yes, of course. Yeah, they're not taking any chances. They're going to hit it. We'll never know.
Hit it rolling out over on top of the yellow one would be.
Yeah, even center line. As long as you're out counting the one in the back, you're pretty good. But nose is not great. I think you'll see Northwest Territories then hit and roll over.
Yep.
Got that going just a hair, I think.
Hard, Mike. Hard. Whoa.
A bit more weight than they expected too, so nice little offsetting.
Right over to a freeze, man.
Pretty much knows it should do it, eh?
It's not too bad, although there is opportunity for a double
Doesn't
here.
matter.
Nose double. Should miss the back one. It should go right over the top. And then you'll leave Eddie with the double right back with an attempt to get the force or the blank. Glenn's going to want a little redemption for last end's throws, so I think he's going to be close on this one.
Derek! Derek! Derek!
I can't hear you.
Not yet. Yeah.
Remember what it does here, or do we even throw one this way?
I think we even threw one this way, but I think if you throw lots of weight, it'll hold its own.
I'll just give you another update on the 2 games that are happening in the second ice shed. We have a women's matchup between Manitoba and Yukon. And Yukon is leading 5-4 after 6 ends. And we have a men's matchup between Yukon and Nunavut. And Yukon is winning 7-4 after 6 ends. And again, all scores are available at curling.ca/scoreboard.
So Eddie's electing to just hit this. Obviously, he wants to stick around to force the 1 point for Northwest Territories. If he rolls out, Northwest Territories will have the opportunity for the blank. So they weren't 100% sure what this was going to do, mind you. So I think they're hoping, and it looks like he's going to hit and roll up. So the blank attempt is coming.
Yep. Certainly, that's the better choice right here. peel that off and carry over to the next end and try to score your deuce in that end.
So each team gets 30 minutes at the start of the game to play their ends, and we've got about 10 minutes left for Northwest Territories and about 11 minutes left for PEI. So no issues with time, and looks like we've got a successful blank end. So score remains 5-2 after 6, and we'll be back after a few short messages.
From cash spiels to Grand Slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
Welcome back to the 7th end of action here between Northwest Territories and PEI at beautiful Pearl Moncton. We are looking at a fairly well set up end so far by both teams, with a shot top 4, corner guard, and then another rock here stacked right on top 4 by Mike Dillon. So Mike's had a great game, and so has Brian at lead. It's been a bit of a battle here to kind of get set up. Everybody else is playing well, but I got to say that the leads have really shined through.
It looks like we're getting consistent speed, consistent curl throughout this game. A tribute to the ice crew who have been working diligently to maintain championship ice conditions for all the competitors. I know we're receiving a lot of positive feedback from all of the curlers this week.
And again, a nice, we've got lots of volunteers here from an operations perspective, but there's also lots of volunteers here from an ice making perspective, and our very own Warren is helping Joe Mason and crew just as a great learning opportunity, a great way to see how our club can look and feel under the foot. I'm hearing from a lot of people that there's no pain. And at a certain age, you kind of get into throwing rocks and the knee pain starts to hit, and we're not getting any of that here with this great ice. So really wonderful to see, and just gives us a bit of hope as to what we can maybe expect in the new year from our club. So Phil with a perfect guard right in front, tight guard. I think you'll see Northwest Territories run that back.
No shit.
Yeah, just you're normal, I think.
Northwest Territories choosing to go in behind their corner guard. Sorry, I was mistaken there. I was looking on the next sheet at the same time as saw the broom go down. That's what happens when you don't stay focused.
That's right.
That's why teams now have team psychologists sometimes who help them out, because there's the ability on the ice, but between the years sometimes you have to pay attention to what goes on in your head.
Yeah, there's probably no one better out there than Adam Kingsbury, who works with Team Dunstone now and been around the game for a long time and really helped them. Phil just gets enough and makes the double for Northwest Territories. So a bit of an opportunity here to get around the corner guard and set up your deuce. Very unfortunate and unlucky for PEI, but also not all that unhappy that there's no rocks in play other than that one guard. It makes it pretty simple as well, and simplicity right now, being up 3 is a pretty good thing.
The light, eh?
So Jeff here will make the draw around, calling a little light.
Need some action here by the sweepers to get it in. Team effort here. Everybody's in on the action. And, could have used a little bit more curl, but...
yeah, just that extra weight would have made all the difference, I think. So Eddie has the option. He can run it back or he can hit it and roll. I think he'll just hit and roll and try to stay in the 8-foot. And again, the closer to the 4-foot that Eddie can stay, the tighter the scoring area becomes.
Play. Yep. Whoa. Play. Yep. Hard line. Hard line. Whoa. Okay, you're good. You're good. You're good. Whoa. Good.
Good shot there. Nice roll over. You know, Jeremy, recently there was an event in St. John's, Newfoundland, and there was, of course, St. John's curling fans are quite passionate. They have quite a great team performing out of that province. And as the competition was going, there was a lot of noise by the crowd. And some of the noise in curling, fans are a little bit traditional. You don't necessarily boo when somebody misses a shot, but you also want your team to win. Well, there was a lot of that interaction going on between the fans and the curlers, and some people were taken back by that. But some others say it's good. It's good to have that in curling because, you know, it's times change. You're not as traditional as you used to be. You want fans to get involved, and so what do you think of that?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I was fortunate enough to play in a couple Briars, and one of them was at the Saddle Dome in Calgary, and you know, first game, first Briar, playing in front of 12,000 people was just an awesome experience, and you know, you're playing against top teams, and the crowds are loud. They're at times obnoxious to me in a good way. I think we need more of it. I think other sports need a little bit more of it. I think golf, you know, we're starting to see it now in the waste management and those types of events. I think they're getting a little out of hand potentially, but you're seeing more and more of that interaction, that fan interaction. And at the end of the day, I think we have too good of a product on TV for our own good. You know, a lot of people have the argument of, well, why would I go watch it in person when I can see and hear and get all of the insights from great commentators? You know, maybe not today, maybe not right now, but in other games have great commentators. So, you know, the Russ Howards of the world and the Joanne Courtneys and all of them. So I think we need to encourage the average fan who maybe not fully understand how it works to get there. And if you know, Gushu said it himself. He said, you know, grow up and move on. This is what it needs to be. So I think it's excellent for the game. I think it's great. Any press is good press, and I think that's no exception. You know, I think it still needs to be some respect in some cases, but at the end of the day, you know, there's disorderly fans everywhere, and that's going to happen. That I'm not a huge fan of, but the booing and the cheering on for misses at the end of the day. You know, if you're professional playing at that level, you've got to take the good and the bad and the heat, and you've got to, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
That's right. So here we're continuing to want to place rock behind that guard, that red guard, and it's just not curling in completely behind. And
but they've been light on everything, right?
That's
if you get that extra 2 or 3 feet, I think they're going to get that extra curl, and I think you just kind of have to take that gamble a little bit of throwing that back 4 weight and getting that extra spin. You could throw the wide in turn. I don't think that's my favorite throw. It'd be tough to judge it, but at the end of the day, I think they just need a little more weight so you're not sweeping it the whole way and allow the curl to come in.
So whoever gets one completely behind that red guard might have a little bit of an opportunity here. We'll see.
Lots of room. Where's the weight? Where are we?
T-line back 8.
Okay.
Certainly have lots of room here and lots of weight.
No, just leave it. By itself. Oops, sorry.
Yep.
It might die.
Okay.
A little bit more weight than I was hoping for.
Like the same weight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Eddie will be looking to roll away. Worst case scenario is you over curl and you flop underneath the corner guard and give them something to freeze to. So he'll look, even if he rolls out here, I don't think he'd be overly upset and force Glenn to make the same shot or attempt the same shot again.
Try nose it again. Mike! Hard one.
Calling the outside sweeper quickly.
Right to it, Mike. Hard.
Trying to make a curl just a little bit more.
Sit.
And is it going to hang around? Oh, just rolls out.
Pretty cautious, I guess. Yeah, that's fine.
So I guess you
decision here.
Blank here, you take your 1 and go down 2 without.
Yeah.
Opting for down 2 without.
No, that's true.
I'll try to blank or just take one because we haven't scored a 3-under yet, eh?
Well, they're supposed to steal 2 or take 3, whatever. What's the call?
Yeah.
Glenn and Hudy getting ready to throw this last rock of the end.
Make sure it's house. We need 8 foot. Make sure it's 8 foot, guys.
Choosing to
take
take his 1 here.
It's there.
Only 1 end left after this.
So, down 3 with hammer. Just a bit heavy on that throw.
We'll be back again after
6-2.
this short break.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion, and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
Welcome back to this final end of curling, potentially. Obviously, Northwest Territories is hoping to have a 9th end happen here. Down 4 with hammer in the last. You saw 2 throw-throughs by Mike Dillon on the PEI side right through, and Brian Kellen is trying to come around his corner guard.
Just of note, we do have one game that is concluded on sheet A. New Brunswick women have beaten a team from Nunavut. And the next sheet over for that, that barn burner is now turning to be a little bit more of a lead for Newfoundland men. They're leading 4-1, and they are in the 8th end. On sheet C, we have Newfoundland women and Northwest Territory women, and I believe the score there is 6-4 for Newfoundland.
So Phil's going to try to just skinny by that corner guard and hit the one in the house.
Now it's move, Mike. Whoa, Mike. Whoa. Mike! You're good, you're good. All right, Mike. Good. You're good, you're good.
No panic from Eddie.
God, I guess it was close enough.
Yeah, this is a team who's been through the trials and tribulations of many competitive curling events.
In a long week, for sure. Not the week they were necessarily hoping for. So. Another final to report. 9-4 finish for Newfoundland women over the Northwest Territories women. That game finishing at 7 ends. So Glenn try to finish this one, and it looks like it's going to be wide open, fairly edge on edge. So Phil will have a chance to take this one out as well, and very quickly we're running out of rocks on the Northwest Territory side.
And there's one more final from ice shed number 2, men's match between Yukon and Nunavut. Yukon won that one 10-4.
Little curl, maybe. Okay, you're good. You're good. I got this. Well, you take it.
PI playing the typical remove as many rocks as you can, leave little opportunity for Northwest Territories to build any momentum here.
Yeah, a little less.
Yeah, and it's certainly going to be tough with only one guard in play. Just, the likelihood and the chances are dwindling ever so quickly. Nice shot there.
Very nice weight.
We'll see. Okay. I guess you can still see a good half of it. So the miss obviously is hitting the corner guard and taking that out.
Yep. All right, Mike. Yep. Right up. Right up. Okay.
Great throws here by PEI. This is just smooth.
Very nice.
Down to the last 4 rocks, so all of them need to count. So just a quick reminder before we wrap up here. The final championship pool game is this evening at 6 o'clock Atlantic time, with the feature match on youtube.com/curlingcanada being between Saskatchewan men and New Brunswick men.
Back line.
And then obviously the other two games as well will be shown on sheets B and C. So don't forget to tune into that, and if you're nearby, come on down to the club and enjoy a few pops in the game. Tomorrow's times are 8:30 Atlantic time for the semifinals, the men and the women semifinals. And then Saturday at 12:30, so tomorrow at 12:30 will be the bronze and gold games for the men. And at 3:30 are the bronze and gold women's for the women, all Atlantic Standard Time. And that is it for this game. Well curled game for sure. It was real tight early. Just a couple of steals kind of made the difference.
Yes, and thank you all the curling fans who have tuned in to watch this game. And then we'll see you again in a couple of hours.